Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a great Tuesday. This is my routine podcast hour. And thank you so much for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the limitations that we tend to keep and hold together. And I think that we were just indoctrinated in this way. And we are attached to what doesn't work so often, and it's not the best way to really conduct business for those of you who have your own private practices, as well as for those of you who have jobs, right? Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't work, it's our job to create better avenues for our patients and clients to do better at the end of the day. And I believe this is the utmost time and the opportunity that we have as practitioners to be able to innovate better ways to serve our patients in the best way we know how. So I want to talk to you guys a lot about different topics today, including money, the wealth, right? And I want to tell you some stories because I really do believe if you defend your limitations, you get to keep them. And a lot of specifically when I got into functional medicine, I met a lot of colleagues who are medical doctors, nurse practitioners, PAs, and what have you. And everybody had such great hearts in their reason for getting into the practice, or, because they have to spend a lot of money to get trained in it. And they knew that they were at a standstill. They were at a crossroads in their own practices because they knew they were slowly toxifying their patients. They weren't really helping their patients. They get into functional medicine. And what I found was none of them really understand business. They don't even want to talk about making money. And I remember one of the colleagues that I had, right? Like the money concepts, it's almost like they were shamed for even wanting to make the money. And, oh no, I'm not in this for the money. I just want to help my patients. But if you help your patients and you don't get paid, how are you going to make back the money you spent in all this education, right? So I just wish people were a little bit more honest about the need for money, because money is a tool, right? Money is not evil, but it's one that we need to all look at and understand. How do we feel about money, right? Because there's stories around money, what you grew up with. Is money evil? Rich people are evil. And is money being greedy? Is money being like negative? Is money like hard to come by, right? Is money, money is something that separates families. I don't know. So many people have different stories around money. But the truth is that practitioners, if they don't make money, then they can't survive in their practices, right? And really, if you look at those who are successful in any given practice, in a service-based business, it's the practitioners, kind of competing for market share are never the ones that do well, right? It's those who learn how to do marketing and sales that allows them to make a ton of money. And at the end of the day, in this holistic space, we have to talk the marketing. We have to learn how to sell, and we have to learn all the ins and outs of our business to make sure not only do we service our clients, but we want to create an exceptional experience for them, right? And really, at the end of the day, money provides us with freedom, and it's a powerful tool to afford independence and some luxury. And I don't think we have to explain ourselves for wanting to make a lot of money. I grew up as an immigrant, and my parents have always been affluent since we were in Korea, but I've never I've also seen them like make tons of money and then struggle with not enough money when we came to the States, because they were the entrepreneurs that were trying to make money here in the States, right? And priding ourselves on not making money for the work that we do is not really beneficial to anybody. To say I'm not in it for the money as if it's a sacrifice that you're making for your patients. But really, it's really, I think it's we have to all be really honest with ourselves about the fact that we need money. And when the patients don't have money, it's like they can't afford healthy lifestyle. And if they don't have money, it lends itself to increased stress. And you and I both know stress lends itself to HPA axes affecting our endocrinological system. And then that kind of degrades our gut lining to affect our enteric nervous system, our gut-brain axes to increase our brain inflammation. And then with inflammation, we have immune brain effects, right? So there's a cascade of things that happen. And 3 essential things for any human beings are wealth, health, and relationships. And it's really important that we look at our relationship with ourselves, but more importantly, our relationship with our wealth, with our health, as well as with others, is largely dependent or dictated by our past conditioning, right? But I want to also make a point to say years of investment in your schooling tends to cause us to be defensive about our respective professions too. It's as if we're taught to stay in our lane, right? And it's not really going to be a negative thing for us to expand outside of our scope in order to help our patients better, right? Because it really doesn't matter the ineffectiveness, inefficiency, and the incompetence. It tends to perpetuate within our respective industries. We all turn a blind eye to the very thing that we all know needs to be fixed. It's the way we do what we do. It's how we do what we do. We need to fix that to do better. And it's time to disrupt our industry and stand for what you believe to help your patients and clients better. Because your patients and clients deserve far more than what the system, our sick care system, can provide. And let's change this once and for all, right? And that's really the conversation that I want us to really start to have. I belong to many different little Facebook groups because I'm part of many different things. I'm an RD. I am a board certified in Institute of Functional Medicine, so I'm part of that group. But in that group, functional medical group, I asked, what's the most frustrating thing about practicing functional medicine? These are the answers that I got. Patients are under the impression that insurance pays for those services. Number 2 is testing is expensive for functional medicine. Number 3 is too many supplements. They're confused about what supplements to prescribe. Number 4 is reimbursement is none. And number 5 is business side is not discussed. And number 6 is too much time it takes with the patient. It's frustrating. Number 7, it's too complicated. Number 8 is juggling quality care and sensibility, right? These are the common theme, right? And when you provide value and learn how to service your clients and really think on behalf of your patients to innovate a better practice to do what you do, because if you really listen to what I just said, it's like everybody practices functional medicine. It's all about functional medicine. Well, what's the difference between functional medicine and integrative medicine? What about naturopathic medicine? What about Ayurvedic medicine? It all depends on what dogma, what Kool-Aid you drank to go seek that practitioner. And so all of these questions and frustrations are good, but it assumes that we're stuck in it. If we don't take insurance and if the reimbursement is not there, we have to get creative. We can innovate. That allows us to have complete freedom to do whatever it is that we want to do. It's a cash-based business. And so I was really surprised that they were just stuck in thinking as practitioners, not thinking outside the box to realize, oh my gosh, this is such a big opportunity for us to make impact in doing things differently. And so that's what I want to offer up to you guys. How often do you stay in your lane for the sake of being safe, for predictability. So you don't cause a ripple, right? So that you don't get the judgment from other people. I run Facebook ads all the time to try to get people into my functional yoga medicine group because it's a different way I do functional medicine. And it's really not functional medicine. It's yoga as medicine, but it's not even yoga. Yoga and functional medicine, they're 25% of the whole picture. It's really a way for me to pull everything together. And in the marketplace, that's the program, the uniquely qualified to encompass the whole picture. And you get criticized because people are so busy staying in their own lanes and they're busy judging others that are trying to make a ripple, that it's like there's a lot of shame going on. You do have to have a thick face. And I could care less what people think about what I do, but they're surely not going to stop me dead in my tracks to do whatever I believe to be right by the patients that I serve. Because when you provide value and learn sales and marketing in your own way and begin to be unique in your method by which you practice, and you set yourself apart from the rest of the crowd, as they say in business, you start to create a blue ocean versus being in the red ocean. It's like everybody is commonplace and they're just keeping the status quo, and they're just in this bloody red ocean fighting for market share. And I'm asking you to come with me over to this side through the alkaline method, 4 essential elements that ties all aspects of human health, finally making human being a whole being, to realize the 3 important things that are inherently important to human needs: focusing on health, relationships, and wealth, and putting it all together in a systemic way, in a method by which you learn to practice. Because your rapport with your clients and patients really dictate the expectation for their well-being and the trust that they feel from you and your regard for them. That's something you feel. It's not something we learn. It's not a tool. It's not a technique. Because at the end of the day, stop being a technician for the trade that you learned. We all want to be healthy. We all want to be wealthy and in great relationships. And to that end in mind, everybody deserves to have those things. And that's the work we do, right? Because if we don't have finances, they can't afford to be healthy, because there's so much stress over how to make ends meet, right? And then what happens when you're stressed, you guys? Your relationships deteriorate. So we should want these for everybody. And there's nothing wrong with you as a practitioner wanting to make money, to have freedom, to be able to do good in this world, and to really live out your dharma. And really, because that's the common human experience, why shouldn't you want the best you can get in this lifetime? Why shouldn't you want to take good care of your kids and afford the best for your kids? You don't have to explain anything to anybody for wanting those things. So never forget why you do what you do, and that wealth is something that we create, we create health as well as relationships. And these are things, the 3 pillars of human experience that we all inherently need and want. And we can do that through the alkaline method. You can find me more to have elevated conversations. In fact, in 2 weeks, on February 22nd, I'm going to be teaching you all about functional yoga medicine. It's a revolutionary and a unique method by which you can finally have a place where you can put all the pieces of the puzzle in a very fragmented, dogmatic systems that we are so inundated with. This is one method that pulls everything together to empower you to be your best, so that you can expand your mind to the possibilities and really aim to do good in the world and do it your way and stand for something. So if you want to join me there, the link is below. It happens in our faith-free Facebook group in our Facebook. It's called Functional Yoga Medicine. You can find me there. Also, you can find me. I hang out a lot at Dr. Connie Gian in Instagram. And then I will see you guys all sign up for this training by joining our private Facebook group, Functional Yoga Medicine. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys all soon.